Okay, hi everyone. Today we just see you again, just about Unit 11, just in your dreams. All right? Have you ever dreamed? What do you want to be? Is it okay? It's a dream, just something that we can say, just your ambition or your imagination that you want to be something. And today we are going to focus on one particular grammar point that we just talked about, hypothesizing. Hypothesizing is just like what? It's just like dreaming or condition. It's just something that it just want to show that it is possible, but it doesn't explain or prove that it the thing that is really happened there. All right, just something that we expect it is possible to happen, but it doesn't have something to prove or show that it's true yet, right? Okay, so next one. I'm not going to talk much on this, and we will go and discuss the next slide, right? So the learning outcomes of this session are, after completing the sharing, student will be able to use all types of conditional clauses or all types of hypothesizing effectively here. And the second one, the student will be able to practice related exercise practically within the grammatical point here. Okay. So next one, let's actually look at this part. I just grab it from your textbook, just on page 151 and 152. You also can go and see the grammar prep from there in your textbook, right? So I do not want to get something else from somewhere else, but just keep discussing on that part, and I just grab it here. Just nothing new for that. So regarding to first and second conditional, have you ever learned about it before? I strongly believe that the answer will be yes or no. The answer will be yes. Although you just learn about first and second conditional. So today we are going to go and discuss a little bit more, or just remind you regarding to what you have learned. So first conditional sentences are based on facts in real time. All right, they express a possible condition, its probable result in the present or future. You got it? So we will talk about facts in real time. So the thing that happened, that talking about facts at the real time, which is you first conditional, and it will express about possible condition. You got it? Possible condition and its probable result. It can be in the present or it can be in the future. So let's just go and see the example. If you pass your exams, I'll buy you a car. You got it? If you pass your exams, I'll buy you a car. You got it? This is the condition. This is the result, right? So from here to here, what is it? From here to here, what is it? Okay, so I just want to test you whether which one that belong to the possible condition, which one just belong to probable result. Okay, the answer is just obvious, right? So what's that? If you pass your exam, is the is what? The so we can say if you pass your exams, if is the possible condition. All right, and I'll buy you a car if is the probable result. It can be in the present or in the future in here. All right. Okay, that's it. If you have some question, let's discuss by comment to this video, or it can be discussed during the real-time meeting in through Google Meet, right? Let's just move to the second one, just about the second conditional sentences. We can say second conditional sentences are not based on fact, not based on facts. They express a situation which is contrary to reality in the present or in the future. Contrary means opposite, right? To the reality both in the present and in the future. All right? This unreality is shown by a tense shift from present to past. They express a hypothetical condition and its probable result. You get it? Hypothetical condition. Something it possibility true, but it didn't prove that it happened there. All right? So let's just go and see the example here. Okay, if what? If I were taller, I'd join the police force. If I were taller, I'd join the police force. The police force. Okay, so when I use it like this one, whether the speaker was tall or just somebody that is sharp person or something in here. So it's not true. We can say like it's just contrary to reality in the present or future. All right, and not based on facts. It's just the condition. It's just the dream. We can say the dream, right? So let's just see this part. We can say from if I were taller. So which part? Which part? And I joined the army force in here. So what? If I was were taller, it is the hypothetical condition. It's not true. And I joined the police force. The probable result. Is it possible? Yeah. If he is tall, he would join or he may join the police force there, but actually not. He's a sharp person there. The second example, you can see like, what would you do if you won the lottery? What would you do if you won the lottery? So you can look at this one. There are two things in here. So what would you do in here? Which one? Is it hypothetical condition or rather its probable result. Yeah. So what? So what would you do in here? It just what? Just show about probable result. How about if you won the lottery? It is the hypothetical condition in here. All right. So what have you learned about conditional clauses between the two examples in here? Okay, I just highlight or just attention you in here. We can say like when if clause at the beginning of the sentence, we need a comma before we start. It independent clause there. Okay, this is we call like if clause or dependent clause or conditional clause. It need to be depend on the independent clause that it can make a sentence here. What would you do here? We can say would clause or the other part that here at the beginning and if clause at the end. No need to use any commas in here. So this is one thing that you need to learn something in here. All right. Okay. So I better leave it out some since it's really ugly there. It's just a lot of spider map in here. Okay, so that's it. It's just about the first and the second conditional clauses in here, right? So want to talk about facts in real time. The other one just not based on fact. Okay, it's contrary to reality in the present or in the future. Something about between first conditional clause and the second conditional clause in here. All right. So okay, I hope that you have some question. You can ask and discuss later. Let's just move to the next one. Such a note. Okay, the differences are the difference between first and second conditional sentences is not about time. Both can refer to the present and the future. All right. So both of them can use to talk about the present and the future by using past tense forms in the second conditional, and the speaker suggests the situation is less probable or impossible or imaginary. You got it? So something here we can say not about time, about present and future. They used to talk about the same thing. But the difference is what? Okay, by using past tense form in the second conditional, the speaker suggests the situation that is less probable or impossible or even imaginary. This is for the second conditional, right? Okay, less probable. It just less chance to happen. So you can compare the pair of sentences in here. If it rains this weekend, will said in England where it often rains. You got it? So if like that, we can say the reality, it is the possible thing that might happen. Okay, it's true, right? If it rains, if it rained in the Sahara, it would. This would be most unusual in Sahara. You know, in Sahara, the sand, the big field of sands. So it is the rarely case in here. 1,000, just only one time that it can be rained. All right. You can look at the second pair of sentences in here. Okay, the other one. If global warming continue, will. You know global warming? Global warming, like the earth become hotter and hotter because of the human activity or something, right? No rain, the ice matches melted from time to time. That's why the heat of the earth become hotter and hotter. So if global warming continues, wills, it is a pessimist. All right? It's true. It will happen. It will happen. If global warming continues with, we would, right? I'm an optimist. I think that is impossible. It might not happen. Might not happen. All right? I believe it won't happen regarding to that. Okay? The other thing you can see, if you come to my country, you'll have a good time. If you come to my country, you'll have a good time. It's possible. If you came from my country, you'd understand us better. All right? It is impossible here. Actually, I came from Cambodia, for example. I may not understand about the culture in England clearly there. All right? So something, for example. Or people just come from outside may not understand about the culture in Cambodia as well. All right? Something there. You can compare this thing. If I am elected as a member of parliament, I'll set by a candidate. If I am elected as a member of parliament, okay, parliament like the one which work for in some way in some institution that got by election from the people that they is supposed that they can be their representative, they can become one member of the parliament there. So this one I just mentioned or said by a candidate that he just appoint to be the candidate to be a member of the parliament is if I rule the world at it's just imagination. I'm just a simple people. I cannot rule it. I cannot change it. Okay, we can use word instead of was. All right. We can use were instead of was, especially in a formal style. All right? It is a formal style here. In condition, we can use were instead of was. If the situation were the opposite, would you feel obliged to have? If the situation were the opposite, would you feel obliged to have? Okay, it's something that is different from what you thought. Would you have? I'd willingly have if it were possible. I'd willingly have if it were possible. Did you get it? So it were. It's just common in a formal style of English writing in conditional that words can be used instead of was. Okay, so that's it for this slide, and we are going to move to the next one. If you still doubt, can ask questions during the meeting. Next, let's. We should move to one more thing about the set conditional. Have you ever learned about set conditional before? The answer is Yes, I strongly believe, right? So you may have learned about it not just a single time, maybe more than one time actually. Set conditional sentences are not based on facts. Remember this one? And not based on fact. They express a situation which is contrary to reality in the past. Okay. For the second conditional, it's just contrary to the reality in present or future. But in here, it is contrary to the reality in the past. Okay, about the time in here. Do you remember this one? This unreality is shown by a tense from past to perfect. You can see this one. If you'd come to the party, you'd have had a great time, or you would have, right? Apostrophe D here means would, all right? So it means would in here. Okay, it's ugly writing here. It means would, right? Apostrophe here mean what? Mean had, right? Okay. If you'd come to the party, you'd have had a great time. So if you had come to the party, you read? You'd have a great time. But actually not. During the time, I went in somewhere else. I did something else. Okay? I hadn't joined or hadn't come to the party. I wouldn't have met my wife if I hadn't gone to France. I wouldn't have met my wife if I hadn't gone to France. Duet? Actually, he has met his wife and he had gone to France. Okay, so that's why they live together, they met each other there. Alright? So this one is just about the past perfect. Alright? Something there. Connect move to number 2. It is possible for each other clauses in a conditional sentence to have a different time reference. And the result is a make conditional. You read? Make conditional. You can see the example. If we had brought a map, we didn't. Right? We would know where we are. Actually, we don't know yet. Okay? Then if we had brought a map in that condition in the past, that before you just traveling or something, if you have put it in your bag or your pocket, maybe you would know, or they would know where they are right now when they got lost there. All right? So we can say like in this one, if we had brought a map, it's just the condition in the set conditional, and we would know where we are. It's just the result in the second conditional in here. Okay, it just show about the result in the present or in the future. All right. So here the hypothetical in the past, and this one is the result in the present. I wouldn't have married her if I didn't love her. I wouldn't have married her. It's just the result, or the we can say like the past result of the third conditional. Actually, I did. I mean, I I got married her, and what I didn't in here didn't love her. It's just the combination of the what the condition, the past condition of the second conditional clause in here. I do, right? Okay, something here. Okay, so that's it about. Okay, so we just got the third conditional, and this part you talk about the make conditional, the make condition between second conditional and third conditional clauses there. All right, let's just go. Next one. Error structure that express hypothesis mean the condition, the thing that possible to happen. Actually, the tense usage with wish, if only, and are rather is similar to the second and third conditional. Okay, so remember this one. The tense usage with wish, if only, or rather, mean would rather in here, is similar to the second and third conditional. And reality is expressed by a tensives. Okay, tensives mean the changing or the shifting of the tense. I wish I were taller, but I'm not. You see, I wish I were taller, but I am a short guy. All right, something there. If only you hadn't said that, but you did. If only you hadn't said that, you got it? The thing, we can say the information or the secret may not be leaked out. Okay, but you did mean the speaker just said about it, and it just spread out all over the country. Or everyone knows about this one. I'd rather you didn't wear a lot of makeup, but you do. I'd rather you is often used as a polite way to tell someone to do something differently. The negative form, I'd rather you didn't, is especially useful as a polite way to say no. All right, should you remember that one? This one, I'd rather you. Okay, polite something different, to do something different when we notice that it's not good. So you're telling them, I'd rather you something. And about negative, we just use I'd rather the you didn't. La la la. Okay, polite way to say no, right? Okay, this one we just suggest them to do something different. For example, I'll come in with you. I'd rather wait it outside. Okay, rather wait it outside. So rather than doing something else different, I better come in. Can I smoke in here? I'd rather you didn't. Mean you cannot smoke. You cannot smoke here. All right? That's it. That you can remember those things, right? It's about I rather you and I rather you didn't. Mean you just want to reject. Can I move to the next one? Notes. Wish, would, can express regret, dissatisfaction, impatience, or irritation because someone will keep doing something. Get it? Okay. Wish, would, can express regret. Okay. So feel sorry regarding something. Dissatisfaction, something that you don't like. Impatient, something that you cannot bear on. And irritation, something that's just about, it's not, we can say not patient in here. For example, I wish you, I wish you'd stop smoking. Okay, something that is about dissatisfaction. It's not good. Keep smoking. I suppose that you, oh, I just learned that you may stop smoking something. I wish you'd do more to have in the house, not just sleep and eat. You'd just come and keep working hard and happy in the house. Then just sleep and ask for the money all the time. This is the word that the mother said to the son. To a son in here, right? Okay, so something. I wish it would stop raining. But what? It's still. It's, if we are not talking about willingness, wish, would is not used. All right? Sorry. Okay. If we are not talking about willingness, wish, would is not used. I, for example, I wish I wish my birthday wasn't in December. I wish my birthday wasn't in December. Not I wish it would be something in here. All right? It's just not talking about your willingness. It's something. I wish I could stop smoking. Not I wish I would is a strength because you should have control over what you are willing to do. All right? So something that you can do it in here. I wish he would stop smoking. I wish he would stop smoking. This is correct because it means I wish he were willing to. All right? Okay, since we cannot control on the other people, we just suppose that he were willing to change, willing to stop something there. Okay, so I think this is the thing that you can remember. Okay, wish and would. Okay, wish would. Okay, that it will keep doing things. Okay, will express by regret, dissatisfaction, impatience, or irritation because someone will keep doing something. So when we advise them and then they keep doing, sometimes we feel angry, dissatisfaction, no patience. Okay. One more if we are not talking about willingness, wish and would is not used. Remember this one. I wish my birthday wasn't in December. I think that's it for today, and thank you very much for your attention and patience to listen to this one. And I'm sorry if my explanation and speaking is just a bit fast, but we can discuss further more in the real meeting time. You still have question, just let me know, right? So please go through the practice exercise in your textbook and complete all the exercise before we meet on Monday, right? Just try to be patient and keep doing those things. We'll read it again and again from the grammar reference and take note what are the points that you don't understand. This is the way that we can learn. All right? Just try to pick out the point that you don't understand. I hope that no one will try to ask and explain everything without reading the thing, and just wait until listen explanation everything there. So we can say that about the online learning, you need to be patient, try to control, try to educate yourself to learn rather than just ask for somebody to control you in here. So thank you very much for your patience and attention, and see you later. Good luck, and don't forget to practice those exercise. Good luck and see you everyone. Okay, good luck. Thank you.